Tonight, we focus on crimes of passion that seem to be on the rise really lately. In a span of just 7 days, at least 2 people have been killed under vexatious conditions. The latest victim is 24-year-old Mary, and I want to show you her picture, Mary Wangui. She was killed in Nyeri. She was allegedly stabbed by an estranged lover in Nyaribo area, that's in Nyeri. But we still have more. That is not the only one. Naomi Chepkemoi is also a Pwani University student. She continues to nurse several chest-stab wounds inflicted by a fellow student from a different university, Henry Kipkoech. Nancy was attacked at home in Kilifi. It still doesn't end there. It's been just less than a week after Ivy Wangeci, a Moi University student, was brutally murdered by Naftali Njahi, who is being detained for 14 more days as police conclude their probe. But why is all this happening? Is there a link between this and mental health? Raquel Muigai has more.
The gauze dressing on Naomi Chepkemboi's neck might hide the intensity of the injury she sustained from stab wounds inflicted on her by her ex-boyfriend Henry Kipkoech, and who is also a father to her child. But the stiffness of her body and her faint eye movement whenever the dressing is touched is enough to show her pain.
This man came at 6. Nikasikia knock kwa mlango. Then wenye nikachungulia nikajua ni yeye. Nikaendelea kulala juu usiku nataka kumfungulia. Then akaniambia nimfungulie juu. He came for peace.
Little did she know that she had made herself too vulnerable.
Tulimalizana kuongea. I thought anatoka anaenda. Then wenye nimechange nataka kufunga nyumba niende. Na akaingia na kuluk nyumba.
Naomi's case is one that is all too familiar. A girl that opted to end a relationship against the wishes of her lover. That almost cost her life, and unfortunately making her a statistic in the worrying trend of violence meted on partners by their exes or significant others. But why does violence seem to be an option?
The gap also is in society where our empathy is being eroded. We don't seem to care for each other really that much until when something like this happens and we say, oh, and now it has turned into a war between men and women. But it's good to just have that one person you can rely on to really just, tell them what's going on with you, because that's really important.
Cases of violence, however, need not be looked on the surface, as Dr. Oscar GITHUA, a forensic pathologist, says that despite violence being triggered by the act of rejection, mental health might still be a factor. He believes that especially where no relationship was involved, there is a high possibility of a psychotic disorder.
There are people who commit crimes of passion. And those people who commit crimes of passion are people who are in actual relationships. There's something called erotomania. And erotomania is a form of delusions, erotomanic delusions, where one person imagines a full-blown relationship with another person and will do anything to be with that person, imagining that they're not being given the love back. And that's a sick person.
The big question will be, then how well does one get to identify certain aspects that raise a red flag?
If someone only communicates with you in terms of anger by either shutting themselves down or by being abusive and insulting you and not addressing what needs to be addressed, that's also a warning sign. And I know a lot of Kenyans are in that situation and they tell me that all the time, and I understand. But I think it's time also for us to say, can we learn how to communicate a bit better? And also to know how to communicate to men and how to communicate to women. It's not the same thing.
Despite the underlying causes of the presence of such violence in the general population, a majority of such cases are reported among the youth. The late Ivy Wangeci, a medical student at Moi University, as well as Naomi Chepkemboi, a public health student at Pwani University. Psychologists insist that if anything is to change, then a lot of discussion on mental health and being caring citizens is vital. Raquel Muigai, Citizen TV.